Okay, gang, Mike J. Anthony here, and I'm sitting here looking at a Litecoin chart from CoinMarketCap, and I kind of can't believe what I'm seeing here because I'm looking at $92. I just bought a few more of these Litecoin yesterday. Today is Sunday, May 19th, and yesterday this was sitting at around 86, $87, and I think I bought it just over $87, and today it's up another $5 already. And what I can't believe about this really is the fact that I was looking for a pullback. Now I saw it go over whatever it did. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so I saw this go up to $105 back on the 15th, so only 4 days ago. And you know, I knew there was going to be a pullback because I thought that this rise from $73 all the way up to from the ninth, in the span of 1 week, this had already sailed up to $105, which is basically resistance right now is $100. So I was expecting a pullback, but what we got was we did get a pullback, but it wasn't as far as I thought it would go. I thought it would go down to possibly the 70s, but it didn't, and I didn't wait for it either, because I knew that it might not go down as far as I would like it to go. So I went ahead and bought in at right around this price right here, $87. And I guess it's a good thing. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, this could still take a turn down and go down to $50 for all I know in the next 3 days. So none of these things are predictable. Every time we think we can predict it, it shows that we can't. So so who cares? Because I'm nickel and diming now. You know what I mean? Who cares if you got in at $5 more or $5 less? I mean, at this point, I'm just dollar cost averaging in because what I do know is Bitcoin is going up. I mean, Bitcoin and Litecoin. I'm looking at Litecoin right now, but Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin, basically. It's the first fork. It's the original fork. That's what Litecoin is. Litecoin is actually the original fork of Bitcoin. It's the second coin that came out after Bitcoin in 2011 when Bitcoin came out in 2009. So 2 years later, it was the first fork. And Litecoin actually has a better use case than Bitcoin, in my opinion. And I really like Litecoin because I'm playing the percentages rather than the numbers because a lot of people, and me included, think that Bitcoin is going to be over $100,000 someday in the not too distant future. But if that's the case, then Litecoin's going to be up a lot more. Is going to be into the thousands of dollars, or at least 1,000, maybe $2,000. If Bitcoin is 100,000, I think we're going to see at a minimum a $2,000 Litecoin, maybe 3,000 or more, but possibly a lot more. So whatever it is, whatever the number is, I'm just using that as an example, but whatever the number is, I think Litecoin is going to go up probably twice as much as Bitcoin does. So that's what I'm playing. So, and I believe that it's going to be a lot higher in the future. I definitely think that Litecoin is going over $1,000 because back in 2000, early 2017, Litecoin was trading at $4. I mean, see this line right here, this dead line right here. It looks like that way now, but it traded like this for about 3 years straight. Those who accumulated at this time is, doing really, really well. I got in probably around here, right around this time, May of 2017. So the price was right around $25 at the time. And you can see what happened next. But I remember this first $100 outing that it put out, and then it promptly went down and came back all the way down to 50. And I said at the time that that was a major buying opportunity, and it sure was because it then went up to near 400 after that. So now my point was that back in 2017, there was some people making calls to 300 Litecoin, and I didn't believe it because Litecoin had never even hit $100 at the time. And people were saying Litecoin's going to 300, and I didn't believe it. And then by the end of the year, look what happened. Not only did it go to 300, it almost hit 400. It actually closed like the all-time close, I think, was 375. Now I'm completely convinced that it's going to sail over 375. It's not just going to hit it. It's going to sail over that like it's like it was never there to begin with. And I believe it will hit $1,000 at some point. Either it could hit that this year, but I definitely think if it doesn't hit it in 2019, it will definitely hit it sometime in 2020. Either way, I think it's going a lot higher from here because now it's just now testing its short-term resistance of 100 bucks, and it already hit it, already went over it, then it dipped down underneath it, and now it's trying to hit 100 again. I think once we're decidedly over 100, it's I don't know, the sky's the limit. It's gonna keep sailing, and I think we're gonna have some pullbacks, of course. Nothing goes straight up forever, but the fact that it's hitting these levels, these psychological levels, like $100, and staying there is very, very bullish. So I think that we are actually in very low levels right now, even in the 80s and even in the 90s. I think these are low levels, so we don't have to worry about trying to get the best price or trying to nickel and dime all the way down to what you think it should be, 60 or 70. First of all, you don't know where it's going to go. Even if you think it should be at 60, doesn't mean it will be at 60. You know, it by the time the next time you look, it might be 600. So you can't play around with that. You just gotta buy in whenever you can. Right now, I don't care what the price is. I know that these are low prices, so I'm just gonna dollar cost average in, every time I get a paycheck or something like that, or have some extra money. I'm just gonna stick it in Litecoin because that's the one I like most. But um, looking at what's going on is kind of like unbelievable. It's like, wow, here we are. We hit 100 here. We went over it here. It's pulling back, and now we're sitting at 90, going to 93 bucks. It's not going to be too long before this decisively goes over 100, and by then it's going to be too late for a lot of people who were trying to get it for 70 bucks. You might as well just bite the bullet and just buy in at these levels, whether it's 100 or 90 or 80. I think anything over $100 right now is a very, very good deal. So that's my Litecoin consensus. I think Litecoin is going to $1,000 easily at some point in the future. Don't know when. I don't want to make any predictions because I'm always wrong. I mean, sometimes I do it. I do it for fun, but I've never been right about when something's going to happen. I've been right about the general direction, which most people are, but it's very hard to pinpoint when things are going to do what they're going to do. So, just admit the fact that you don't know and just be along for the ride. But I do think that Litecoin is definitely going to hit $1,000 is probably its next target, and that is not unbelievable because I remember the days when I thought $300 was unbelievable until it actually did it. So now I say, wow, if it can go to $4 to 300 in a single year, it could definitely go to $1,000 as well, and it will. So if I were you, I would buy into some of these major coins, Bitcoin, Litecoin. I wouldn't really. Ethereum kind of went on a run right now, but these are my favorites. This is just what I'm doing. I like Litecoin most, so that's what I'm putting most of my capital is in Litecoin and not Bitcoin. I do have some in Bitcoin, but not much. Most of it is in Litecoin because that's the one I like most. That's the one where I see the strongest percentage. And also, Litecoin is about to come up on its halving in August, August 7th, I believe. The halving is when the the mining win percentage gets cut in half. So that means Litecoin is going to become scarcer, more scarce. And because of that, that's also going to drive the price up. And I believe that's going to happen sometime around July. We may be looking at much higher Litecoin prices because of the halving that's coming in August. And Bitcoin is also having its halving, but that one's not going to happen for another year. Litecoin is happening this year. It's actually happening this in less than 2 months. Actually, less than 3 months, I should say. So less than 3 months, Litecoin's halving is about to happen. And Bitcoin's halving is coming in another year, a little more than a year. So Litecoin is the one I'm going to buy right now because I know people are going to start crowding into this as it gets closer to the halving date of August 7th. and that's going to be if you look at past scenarios of the Litecoin halving, you can see that it always ran up in price around July. So whether it happens or not this time, I really don't know, but I am expecting some kind of a price rise in July as well as now and into July. There may be a pullback, and then it won't be very obvious at some points, and even afterwards it's not going to be really all that obvious. It's going to have a pullback and kind of take it easy for a while, but then I think the price is going to skyrocket sometime after that by the end of the year. And that's just my take on it. I'm no technical analyst, but either way, I really don't care. I just like to buy the dips because we are in a new bull market and an accumulation stage. And I'm just waiting around to have a plan for the blow off top that is surely coming within the next year or so, or year or two. So if you are at all interested in this coin or the crypto markets, my suggestion is to start buying Litecoin right now.